In the previous class, we have studied about the distinct secular features given in the Constitution and about fundamental rights. In today's class, we are going to study the fundamental rights and also about fundamental duties. Right to freedom. The right to freedom also guarantees the right to liberty. Article 20 states that no one can be awarded punishment which is more than what the law of the land prescribes at that time. It also states that no person can be convicted twice for the same offense. Article 21 states that no citizen can be denied his or her life and liberty except by law. Right against exploitation. This right is especially meant for people who have faced various forms of exploitations. The right seeks to end the exploitation of children through the practice of child labor by abolishing it. Article 24 prohibits employment of children below the age of 14 years in factories or mines. Right to freedom of religion. This right upholds secularism in India. It guarantees every citizen of India the freedom to follow and practice any religion of his or her choice. However, the article also gives the state the power to impose restrictions on the following grounds. First, public order, morality and health. Second, other provisions of the Constitution. Third, regulation of non-religious activities associated with religious practice. Fourth, social welfare and reform. Cultural and educational rights. These rights seek to uphold the rich heritage of India's diversity. It gives the citizens the right to practice and promote their own language and culture. It also states that no citizen shall be denied admission into any educational institution maintained by the state or to receive aid out of the state funds on grounds of only of religion, race, caste, language or any of them. All minorities, whether based on religion or language, shall have the right to establish and administer educational institutions of their choice. Moreover, while giving grants to the educational institutions, the state shall not discriminate against any educational institution on the basis of the religion of the people who run the institution. Right to constitutional remedies. This right aims to protect all the fundamental rights. If it states that any citizen can go to a court of law if he/she feels that any of his or her fundamental rights is being denied, even if it is by the government. The court issues writs to safeguard the citizen's fundamental rights. If a person can approach the court if he/she feels his or her rights have been violated, citing these writs. However, the right to constitutional remedies is suspended in certain special circumstances, such as during national emergency. Fundamental duties. The citizens of India are also expected to follow certain fundamental duties that have been listed in the Constitution. It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom, to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India, to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so, to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic, and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture, to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures, to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence, to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Directive principles of state policy. The Constitution states that the duty of a state will be to work towards the welfare of the people, so it lays down certain guidelines which the government is supposed to keep in mind while framing the laws of the country. These guidelines promote the welfare of people and are known as directive principles of a state policy. They are not justiciable but are fundamental in governments of the country, and it is the duty of the state to apply these principles in making laws. Some of the directive principles are equal pay for equal work, humane conditions of work, promotion of education and economic interest of scheduled caste, scheduled tribe and other weaker sections, protection of national monuments, protection and improvement of environment and safeguarding of forests and wildlife of the country, promotion of international peace and security. That's it for today's class. Thank you.